Indonesian President Joko Widodo launched the service, also known as Whoosh, earlier. It can ferry up to 600 passengers at a top speed of 350 kilometers per hour. Free trial rides on the bullet train are underway. Ticket prices will be implemented in mid-October, and the launch has been far behind an original target of operations in 2019 due to construction issues and pandemic-related delays. The railway is the culmination of Indonesia's infrastructure boom, as Mr. Widodo built roads, ports, and airports with the aim to propel the country's development. And for more on this, let's speak to Dr. Siwage Dharma Negara, who joins us live now. He's a senior fellow and coordinator for the Indonesia Studies program at ISEAS-Yusof Ishak Institute. Now, Dr. Siwage, some economists have accused Indonesia of falling into China's debt trap diplomacy. The budget blowouts have amounted to more than $1 billion, and there are also reports that the officials are planning to subsidize these tickets to lure in the passengers. Is this project a boon or a bust for the Indonesian government?
Well, thank you for the question. I think, yes, the term debt trap diplomacy describes a situation in which a powerful country like China provides loans to developing nations for infrastructure projects and then use that debt for controlling that nation. But in the case of Indonesia, especially this high-speed train connecting Jakarta and Bandung, we need to cautiously assess whether this is true or not. In terms of debt sustainability, we need to see whether Indonesia has received the good terms for the loan and also competitive interest rate and also quite convenient repayment schedule and other debt sustainability facilities. So we also have to consider that this project gives a lot of economic benefits for the country, including like creating jobs, improve the transportation connectivity, and also transfer of technology. And eventually, it is hoped that this project can stimulate economic growth in Indonesia. So the costs and the economic benefits needs to be carefully evaluated before we come to the conclusion whether this is a debt trap or not. So yeah, I think we need to be careful, and we need to have more data and solid information about the benefits and costs later on.
Now, for these economic benefits to kick in, there has to be a strong buy-in from the locals. Authorities are aiming to position this train for locals as a cleaner alternative to driving. Do you think it's a viable alternative, considering its target audience, its speed, and its affordability?
Yes, I think this is a challenging objective, given that the government would like to shift the users' behavior from public or private vehicles to public transportation. And the goal is actually very good to reduce the carbon emission and reduce the congestion. But in order to shift the behavior, the public behavior, the government needs to provide some kind of incentive, including setting the right price for the high-speed train, and ensuring that the price is affordable. It's important, but at the same time, the operators also has to ensure cost recovery, because this project is quite expensive, and there's a need to make sure that the operator can cover the operational and also maintenance costs for the high-speed train. And of course, they cannot rely on the government subsidies for long term. Eventually, the project has to generate some profit and revenue so that it can cover for like the operational and maintenance costs. But again, this will require a good strategy and also, I think, long-term long-term planning in order to make the project profitable and successful. And it's not easy because there are a lot of competing transportation means from Jakarta to Bandung, and the high-speed train has to compete with the other transport means.
And in speaking of these challenges as well, this is the first ever high-speed rail in Southeast Asia. How will the system be maintained and the safety of commuters continually be assured if, as you mentioned, there are these challenges with regard to operation and maintenance?
Yeah, I think this is the maybe the biggest challenge for Indonesia. From the previous experience, the maintenance usually a bit lag behind. So the operator needs to put more attention on this maintenance and also the safety operation of the high-speed train. And this is important to ensure that the public remains confident to use this high-speed train. Not only the speed, but also the security is important because, yeah, I think security is number one. And then, I think if the government can make sure that the operation of this train will be conducted or implemented in a safe way, and people become more confident, then we will see that there will be more passenger taking this train going forward.
Now, Prof, despite the delay in the launch of this high-speed rail, it's still being seen as a win for President Joko Widodo and also Chinese President Xi Jinping under Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative. Can we expect to see a further deepening of bilateral relations between China and Indonesia? And what are some of the geopolitical impacts of this on the region?
Yes, I think we can expect that there will be a stronger bilateral economic cooperation, especially in infrastructure project development, given the success of the completion of this high-speed train. While initially a lot of people are skeptic that this project will be completed, but eventually, even with some delays, it has been completed. And with the secure operation, and also the good performance of this train, maybe people, I think Indonesian will be more confident to get more investment project, especially in infrastructure from China. So I think this is a good sign for both countries to further its bilateral cooperation. But yeah, I think Indonesia also needs to diversify its infrastructure investment source, not just rely on China, but also looking at other alternative investment source, which is also important, given that there are so many big projects, but Indonesia needs to also develop a kind of a competitive environment in infrastructure sector.
Dr. Siwage, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us. That was Dr. Siwage Dharma Negara speaking to us live.